So something very interesting is happening in the real estate market that's going to affect wholesaling real estate. So right now, real estate is anticipating the Fed to actually lower the interest rate, which in turn has a indirect effect on mortgage rates. And once mortgage rates continue to keep on dropping, that's going to open the floodgates of more and more buyers and actually more sellers putting their house on the market in order to get top dollar for their properties. What's up, YouTube? It's Matthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what you need to do right now in your wholesale real estate business to really take advantage of the next couple of months, the next couple of years, and what to do right now before you even get started in real estate wholesaling. So if you all have any questions, if you just have any suggestions, please comment down below and also like this video. Now, before I start talking about the real estate market and mortgage rates, I want to talk about what you need to do right now before you take on wholesaling real estate. You need to anticipate hardship. You need to anticipate the struggles, because when you anticipate it, it makes it more easy. I mean, it's still difficult, but like at least you anticipated it, right? It was expected. And so when you first get started in wholesaling real estate, you're going to have some times where you feel like, dang, I've been sending out mailers for 4 weeks straight. I've been calling nonstop. I called 500 numbers and I have no lead, no call. I don't know what I'm doing. And hopefully along the way, you get little wins. And that's another thing you need to do is like count those little wins. Say, hey, at least I talked to somebody today. Hey, at least somebody said they were maybe interested. Hey, at least I went on an appointment over these past 4 weeks. And so over those past couple of weeks, you got to count those small wins. And so that makes the process way much easier, and it helps you deal with the struggles a little bit better because you can appreciate the process way much better. And so anticipating those struggles are key. Now, looking at this market, I know I talked about mortgage rates and everything. A lot of sellers over the past couple of months and past few years, I would say, have been holding back putting their properties on the market because interest rates were so high and they weren't going to get top dollar for their property. But now volume has started to increase. There is more and more listings on the property. Now, as a wholesaler, you're like, how's that good for me? Well, there's a correlation that usually when there are people selling their properties on the MLS, there are more people selling their properties off market. And so that's where you as a wholesaler can come in. You can take advantage of that. You can reach out to more people because now people, they accept the fact that, hey, interest rates are not going to go below 5%, but they are going to go a little bit lower. So maybe I can move now because they're not at 7.5% at its peak or anything like that. They're at 6%. That's manageable. I can do that. I accept that. And they're starting to sell their properties, put their properties on the MLS, and more people, even people that aren't quite ready to put it on the MLS because there are renovations needed, maybe because they need to move quickly. That's when you can come in and present your offer, and you can send out mailers, you can meet with people and go on appointments. So this is the time to do it right now. So if you want to get started in wholesale and real estate, I think now is the perfect time. I think this is a tricky part too, because we have election, we have the holidays coming up too, and different things like that. So that can play a role. But I think number one, anticipating those struggles. And then number two is doing it right now, because I truly believe that more and more sellers are looking to sell, and we're becoming slightly leaning more towards a buyer's market. I don't think we're 100% there, but as a buyer market, you're a wholesaler. And as a wholesaler, you sell your properties to buyers. I mean, you're a buyer essentially, and you're selling it to real estate investors. And investors, they're now looking, hey, interest rates are lower. I can finance these properties at a lower rate. Let me do a bird deal. Let me get this property from this wholesaler and do a bird deal. Let me flip this property. Let me do this. Let me do that. And so investors are more active now. And so looking at real estate data and what's happening in the market and with the economy and the government and all these laws, this will help you be a better investor. So make sure you all look into all of that. The other thing that you need to do right now when you are wholesaling real estate, especially in the early stages, is you have to stick to your consistency. So I actually have an online course, and you can comment questions down below on the different videos, but I had one of my students in that course ask me about like the consistency of the mailers or the consistency of her calls. And I was just saying, hey, when I really got serious and I got my first deal, right? Because it took me 8 to 9 months to get my very first full deal. But the last 3 months is when I became consistent, and I was consistently sending out like mailers, and I had a list of 1,000 people. And this was back in 2019. Now 2019 prices were way different. Like I was getting probably mailers at 35 cents a mail. Now I think they're like 50 cents a mail, which is crazy. But I said, hey, every week I will send out 1,000 mailers, and I did that for like 6 to 8 weeks. And you can imagine, because that's a lot of money, right? I'm spending like $400 a week. It seemed like it was closer to 500. Maybe it was like 1,100, 1,200 mailers, and it was the same list. So it wasn't like I was going to this list and that list. But I think that consistency, somebody seeing the same mail come into their mailbox like 4 or 5 times in a row, and made them pick up their phone and call me. And so that's what you see happening in the market. The market responds to consistency. And so as a wholesaler, you have to stay consistent with your marketing, whether it's the phone calls and whether it's the mailers. And so why I suggested is I just told my student the story of like, hey, I think I sent my mailer like 5 to 8 times, maybe 6 times until I actually got a property under contract from that list. And so they were just like, okay, understood. Now I don't know her exact marketing technique. I don't know if it was mailers or if it was phone calls, but she went forward with that information, and hopefully we can hear a success story from her soon. The other thing I want you to do right now in your wholesale real estate business is to collaborate. You need to reach out to other wholesalers, even other young people who may not even be interested in wholesaling, but they're interested in flipping, or they're interested in rental markets or doing rental properties. And so connecting with them, having a chat, people may not be open to a coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but they may be open to a phone call to connect. And so that's where you reach out, you send them a message on Facebook, and you say, hey, I just want to understand what you're doing. I like to connect with other real estate investors in the area. And then that's how you connect. And not only with young people and more established people and things of that nature, and let them know your goals and what you're trying to do, and to see if you all align in it on anything, and to see where you can add value to them. The other thing with collaboration is that they can teach you, especially if you're connecting with someone who's more experienced, they can connect you with different title companies, different cash buyers, if you're flipping properties, different vendors, different materials, or how much things should cost in your business. So I think collaboration and getting to know people face to face is important in this business. And I'm actually preaching to myself because I need to do this more. And I have been doing it more. And honestly, some people respond, some people don't. I had people say, yeah, let's settle for a phone call, and I reach out back to them and they don't answer. And that's the reality of networking. Some people are going to respond, some people are not. And then there are people that for sure you need to connect with. And if they don't respond, connect with them again. Be that person. But, don't be annoying. Maybe if they haven't reached back to you for a week, reach back to them and say, hey, just reaching out again, seeing if you still want to connect or have a simple phone call. I know you're a busy person, but I can, block out 15 minutes here or 20 minutes there just to have a phone call to see what you're doing and whatnot. And then I think through that collaboration, through just networking with people, it can get you closer to more deals. All right, you all, hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like once again and let me know where you're going to do differently in your wholesale real estate business that's going to take you to the next level of getting consistent deals and getting that deal that brings you to the next level or leads you to the next path in real estate, whether that's flipping, development, or rentals. All right, you all, I'll talk to you all later.